Right, back at it again. Good old Dead Cells, here we come. We are working on the Bad Seed DLC. I'm going to be using my scythe and doing 2BC. Now, I will be honest, the last time I did 2BC, I most certainly struggled. But this time around, I got my Mushroom Boy with me. He's going to punch the competition, stun him, whatever, and I am going to slash him with my big old scythe. It should be fun. We will have just a great old time together. And hopefully we'll unlock some blueprints and knock out the competition. Yep. Oh, there we go. Take him down. Just take it nice and slow. Ah! The only down part is you really have to time, with the scythe, you really got to take your time and time things out because the scythe's a little slow, but man does it pack a punch. And it has such a range of a hit bot, I don't know what to call that. It hits real hard. Ah. I also have my friend with me. Whoops. Ah! Ah! There you go. At least my little buddy's taking care of most of them. Ah! Whoops. That was close. Let me make sure my chat's working, so I'm just gonna say a little greeting. If you're still with me, how's it going, man, in your neck of the woods? Care to share anything about yourself, where you're from, what you do besides, I know you like to play ye old Destiny. That's cool. Oops, that didn't work. That was a little slow. Just keep moving. Just keep swimming. What do? You swim, swim, swim. Oh, this one won't work because the scythe are two-handed. I'm from Denmark and I'm currently on summer vacation from school. Ah, very cool. Denmark. And I'm trying to remember if I've been to Denmark. I've been to a number of places in Europe, but I want to say I have not been to Denmark. I believe you're neighbors with, like, now I'm going to show my American geography. You're near, like, Belgium, Netherlands, I believe, if I remember. Oh, you're near Sweden. Thank you. Yes. No, I have not been to that part of Europe. Cool. Denmark. Very cool. Okay, I don't need any of this, so this isn't going to help me. Just walking around, not remembering what I'm doing. Cool, man. So you're on vacation from school. What grade or year are you in school? That kind of stuff. I hear good things about school in that neck of the woods between Sweden. A lot of the Copenhagen is a really nice city. Yeah, I definitely know about Copenhagen. I've never been there, but I've heard good things about schooling and that area. Very cool. Alright. Oh, that wasn't very smart to do the bleeding. I should have done my healing. Ah! There we go. That's, well, I'm going into 8th grade now. Ah, very cool. 8th grade. Now, does that end, does that start secondary for you, or is that the end of, I forget what, in Europe they have different names. Is it primary and secondary? For us, that's the end of middle school. High school starts in 9th grade, but I know it's different across the world. Hey there, Hoffa VC85. How are you today, my friend? I'm doing great. Enjoying the... Oh, what am I doing? That was not smart. I am just making silly decisions. That's fine, though. I mean, what's a little bit of... Alright. The key to this weapon is to alternate the fire. So you have to go left, right, left, and once you do that, it's pretty much square, triangle, or whatever your left and right are. Not facing left and right. But yeah, so every shot will be critical as you do that. It's a really sweet weapon. You just have to be very methodical. It's a slow-moving weapon, so you have to plan your moves. You can't just go fly by the seat of your pants. But yeah, I'm doing well today, Hoffa. Just enjoying another fine sunny morning in Brazil. Hanging out with my kids. They're watching Minecraft or playing games or something fun like that. How about you? How's your vacation going? I can't stand that when that guy uses that. Ah! Yep, that was a bad move. Alright, we'll up our... Okay. Well, the grades are 0 as an introduction to school, then 1, 2, 3 is primary, I guess 4, 5, 6 is middle, then 7, 8, 9 is high school. What about 10, 11, 12? Is that like upper high school? Or do you guys have like a high quality education that you don't need to go past 9? I mean, that would be, you know, stellar. Or maybe you do technical schools and do more practical schooling. That would be cool also. Give me a little Denmark education. A little inside track to the Denmark educational system. Alright, going down. I think we are going to use this vampirism temporarily to heal ourselves. Shall we? Now we just have to find a group of enemies that we can use that with. These aren't really that many. I can probably find. Thank you, Mr. Guy. Whatever your name is. Hemorrhage, that's a cool weapon. I definitely recommend it if you don't have a two-handed weapon and you can get away with giving a slot to it. It's a good mix of melee and distance. We'll be back for you, Mr. whatever you're called. Hunter's grenade. The hunter grenade's really good for, you know, finding blueprints. Let's go down here, see what we can find. 10 is only if you want, but after 9th you can go to other schools to get more focused education, such as HDX that focuses on computers. And yeah, that's what it sounds like, a technical school. That's cool. Alright. Well, that gave me a little bit more. But now I don't really have use of the vampirism at the moment. I might keep it for later if I get my blueprint during this time. But there's no guarantees. Oh, but actually, no, I don't want to use that yet. I want to use my hunter's grenade, see if there's anybody that can give me good things. Alright. Let's see. Yep, give him a little smack in the head. Okay, nothing up there. Let's go down here. Gotta trigger those guys. And then smack them. Smack them around. Alright, there's that. Okay, we've done all the damage we can do here. Let's go to the other side. And yeah. Let's go to the other side and see what's on the left side. See what we got going on. Survival has a lot of cool weapons. Yeah, it really does. They're not always, you know, they're definitely ones that you have to be more methodic. You have to plan out what you're doing. But they just have fun. Like, tactics and survival are just plain fun. You know, I like brutality, but brutality is just straight offense. Kill your enemies with the power of 1,000 blades. Like, and that's fun. It makes you feel powerful, very offensive and aggressive. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. And just the planning out of, you know, the killing of the bad guys is really fun. And you just get a rhythm going. Ugh. I don't like those. I feel comfortable now with brutality. Yeah, brutality is the easiest to like get comfortable with. But if you really want to like, I feel like the game doesn't really sink its teeth into you or really show what high quality of gameplay it is until you've gone for and tried out or gotten comfortable with even with all the playstyles. Ah, you stink. I was on a good, I was getting good momentum there. Ah, come on. There we go. We showed him where it's at. I never thought I would be able to beat 0BC on my first playthrough on PlayStation. Oh, hey Hoffa. I will now start with survival. I feel comfortable now with brutality. I never thought I'd be able to beat 0BC on my first playthrough on PlayStation. Now I need to unlock a lot of weapons and also the runes. Yes, and you need to start investing in that legendary forge. I think you watched already some of my speedrunning and cell farming videos. You need to apply that. Like a really good run to do is you do a 15-minute run from the beginning to the bridge to fight the concierge, and then put all of that into the forge. You do that for, you know, half a dozen rounds. You can get your legendary forge up to at least getting plus items all the time, and then little by little getting it up to plus. And of course unlocking stuff, trying everything out. It's really, really important to do that. Alright, I have a watermelon there, so I don't need to worry about vampirism anymore. I've yet to see whatever it's called. Let's see. Ah, boo. Ah! Haha, I got you that time, buddy. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Alright, let's... I win. Alright, let's get our next greenie. Smash you in the face. Get a little extra dough. Is there any chance you play? Let's see. You might have mentioned it earlier. Oh, I missed something you said. Sorry, Destiny 2 has a season pass and I'm level 52. Gotta reach 100, right? Should be easy enough to get. I got 77 days. Yeah, man, you should be able to reach that 100. Do you ever play Dead Cells? It's a nice single-player game, as maybe you can see or watching. I don't know how much you play more challenging or difficult games. I am varied in how much I play of them, but side-scrollers to me are the most enjoyable of the ow, not cool. Alright, well at least he's dead. And I still, yes, I have it installed and I play it sometimes. I gotcha. Have you beaten any of the difficulty levels, like 0 or 1 BC or more? Well, if you played it some, probably not 1 BC, but I do have a question. Is it better to do the speed run or the enemy run in 0 BC? I think it's worth trying half on 1 BC because you'll get more cells. Just try it out, see how you do. If you find it to be too hard, it is worth it more to do it on 0 BC because you can do it faster and you will get more. In the end, you'll end up getting more. You'll end up getting more out of it, even if you're doing it on a lower difficulty level. So that would be my only reason for encouraging you to do that. Yeah, once you beat 0 BC, some people will be feel the desire to keep going and to keep trying. But I know that for some people, once you beat on 0 BC, it's like, well, I beat the game. And that's entirely up to you. Some of the more hardcore fans are like, 0 BC is the tutorial, because you have 4 other difficulty levels, but to each their own. I just have a natural affinity, and I really enjoy side-scrollers, whether they're Metroidvanias or roguelites, like this one is, that kind of stuff. Alright, so nobody has any kind of blueprints here, so I'm not going to be able to use the vampirism, which is fine, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to move on once I collect my watermelon, get my life back up. I got lucky there. I don't think there's anything I want to buy. No, you misunderstand. I don't think I've beaten it before it's done, but I just kind of began playing other games. Oh, I gotcha. So yeah, you're not done playing it. You've beaten 0 BC, but you intend to keep going, so that's cool. Good. Alright. Well, now I want to get some of the rest of these fools. You never know. No, you do know. They're not going to give me anything that important. Alright, now where is the vampirism? I'm going to cash that in. So I need to go down here. That's why I came down here. I almost forgot. Yeah, I'm going to go over here to cash this in as much as I want it for the extra scroll and extra power. I want to unlock my unlock stuff, so I don't want to go to Ramparts. I actually wanted to come over here anyways. I want to go to the Morass of the Banished. I still have the blowgun to get, smoke bomb. There's a few things to get, so we gotta keep trekking through that bad seed. Yeah, unlock the 60 hit door. Not really great stuff for what I'm going for, but at least I can up my necklace. That'll give me a little more HP to work with. Alright, haven't unlocked anything here, so we'll just put it into the demon outfit. Just a few more to go to unlock what I have. Hopefully I'll be able to find some more to unlock. Yeah. Okay, now, how now, brown cow? We want to get the necromancy to give us, I don't think we're at risk. Disengagement will be the last thing I get. I definitely will need to get that. Alright, moving on to the Morass of the Banished. Second level of Bad Seed DLC. Let's see what we can encounter. We're going to face off against... I didn't plan that out right. I could have thrown sugar. I could have gotten something from him. Oh well. Let's see what we can get. I win. Oh, that's fun. Alright. You accepted my friend invite yet? I haven't looked. Let me look right now, friend. Where is my PlayStation icon? I lost it. 1 second. How does technology work? There we go. I'm loading it up now. It's... do you prefer to go by It's, or is there another name that you'd like to go by? Just curious. Woo! Ah, these guys in there. Oh. I wanted to, Rasmus. Alright, Rasmus. Nice, to meet you. Alright. There we go. There we go. Smoke bomb. Nice. Oh, say Rasmus, sorry. I live in Brazil. Very good name, so an amazing day for you, good sir. Say it again with the R. Go see ya, Rafa. Yeah, so I live in Brazil, and R at the beginning of a word is pronounced like an H, so that's like my my automatic go-to. So yes, Rasmus. Gotcha, Rasmus. Nice to meet you, friend. Player tag activity. Nope, that's not it. Friend request. There we go. Add to friends. Oh, that's a nice, that's a pretty picture you have in the background of your, whatever it's called, your profile. Cool. Alright. Ah, come on. Stupid. Alright. Waiting actually for that week. For this week's podcast. Yeah, my friend. I did mention you again, Hafa. Since you started streaming my favorite game. Can't escape the hammer, sucker. Alright, it's unlikely I'm gonna get a hit streak in this, where's my guy at? Oh, he's there waiting for me. Now let's go over here. Alright, let's see what we can get. Swarms, traps, so many to choose from. Let's see. Oh yeah, Rasmus from Assassin's Creed Origins. Bye, Rasmus. See ya. Wait, who's leaving? Oh yeah, it's from the problem. Good to see you. Waiting Ace this week's podcast. Amazing day if you get here. Alright, well, whoever's leaving, thanks for joining me. I think it's Hafa. I didn't see where Rasmus said he was leaving, but you really never know. We're gonna go with, let's see, poison. I'm gonna go with the trap. Yeah, Hafa's leaving. So the trap doesn't really help me against the boss, but it generates a toxic cloud around the trap, which is nice for getting my poison damage. I'll probably upgrade my scythe when I get to the next area so that it's poisoned, and with that it's going to double up the damage I do, which is nice. If not, this may be a bit of a misunderstanding. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't see technically where anybody was leaving, but you guys were saying bye to each other, so I was like, oh, okay. I mean, Hafa's on vacation still, right, Hafa? You can come and go as you please. You're never really gone. You're always with us, a little bit at least. Nope. Ah! Oh, get this. Oh, that was a waste. I didn't mean to do that. I just assumed it would be coin. But I was wrong. Oh well. Oh, this guy's a little booger. There you go. Hey, look, another watermelon. We'll save that for later. That gives us a 50% cushion. That's nice. Let's take this guy out, hopefully in 2 shots. Oh, maybe 1. Alright, I'll take it. Let's head to the store, see what's inside, see if there's a nice treat. Thank you for helping me, friend. Ooh, that was close. Ah. Snuck in that hit right at the... I couldn't quite pull the hit off fast enough. Alright. I don't really need any of that, so let's zoom back again. Go through the open door and continue exploring. my favorite when he punches there. Punches him off to the side. It's so funny. He's like, get out of here, sucker. I pity the fool. I do. Alright. Nothing here. Let's see. Let's run around and see if we see any wall or floor things on our way to the left. Nothing. Okay, see if we got anything good. I did break my rule of, Let's use this for a little bit, just for fun. We'll be back for this. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of my... We'll see. We'll see how I feel by the end of the level. And really, that's the strongest enemy? Yeah, I saw that coming. You're just way faster than I am. Come on, give me the blowgun. You know you want to. Give me the blueprint. Ah, you stink. Nope, no blueprint yet. Alright. Nice. That's what I like to see. You hit me a little bit, but it was worth it. Cursed chest. Is that really worth it at this point? Will there be 10 bad guys is the question. Well, let's do what I love to do and do a little save scumming. That way, if it doesn't work out, I can switch it back. So I was out shopping, it said, with my mom yesterday, and there was a guy trying to get me to change cell phone provider because he thought I was old enough to pay for a phone myself. Don't you like when that happens? I remember when I was younger and I enjoyed it when people thought I was a young kid, or older when I actually wasn't. Makes you feel all grown up and stuff. Let's see. It's only one. But it does give me fire, burning damage. So I don't have burning damage with that, but I can't decide. I kind of want to do the flame and the trap. Apparently my voice is deep enough to be mistaken for someone older. Oh yeah, the voice will do that too, for sure. I'm just gonna put it there. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I don't necessarily want to get rid of it, but I really like fire. Fire! Yeah, let's do fire for now. I'll leave this whistle there just in case. I may or may not want to use it later. Alright, let's see if we can stay alive, shall we? Oh no. Oh no. Woo! Alright. Okay, we're down to 4. What's above? Oh, there's nothing above. Oh no! Thank you, my little friend. Okay, we're down to 2. And we're down to 1. Really? Okay. There we go. Alright, curse is lifted. Oh, okay, he didn't get me. Ooh, a cherry. Alright, a little extra juice. And then there, my looks, I guess I'm taller than most in my class. How tall are you? Just curious to know. We're gonna go with that to increase the bleeding a little bit. Man, that guy's a pain in the tuchus. Just under 180. Yeah, that's pretty tall. It's pretty good height. I'm trying to remember what I am. I want to say I'm like 184. Oh, we got plenty of bad guys coming up here to rock. And to also get my life back and hopefully unlock a blueprint. Don't you better step off, son. Ah, he poked me. Got me right at that. Oh yes, you're 14. Well, when you said you're in 8th grade, that's true. That's true. That should have been a hint that you were tall for your age. Let's bring my little friend back. I am definitely a lot more than 14. I am 38. But age is not... Age is just a number. Maturity is important. The nest. Alright, fighting the boss. Let's see. We're at 97%. We can go grab this cherry here. But there's this guy in my class now, he's tall. Line more seriously than a head taller. Yeah? There will definitely be some basketball in his future, maybe? Alright, now... Here's the clincher. We want to go up here. I want to get the mushroom. No mushroom. There's no mushroom. I want to cash in the watermelon. Give me a little extra dough. And then I want to decide what to do. Do I want to keep the fire? Do I want to keep the mushroom boy? Mushroom boy does distract the bad guys, but the trap, yeah. Sorry, mushroom boy. I'm gonna miss you, but I'm not gonna use you anymore. Sad day. Maybe, I don't think so. From what I've seen so far, he doesn't really play any sports. Well, it's not for everyone. But you never know. If he keeps getting taller and taller, someone might recruit him or encourage him to play. And when he discovers how much easier it is as a tall person to play basketball, maybe he'll be into it. You never know. Of course, Denmark isn't known for its basketball, so I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I don't think there was anything I wanted to buy. I'm going to double check just in case. No. I'm going to use the rest of my money to upgrade what I have. I'm going to double plus my fire grenade so I can have double the fun. In we go. And then I am going to try to get poison damage on my scythe. Because that will be awesome. Did not quite make it. Smoke bomb. It's purple, but I'll use it someday. And 50 for that. Okay, cash that in, because I don't need it. And let's make this S. Oh no. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted to. And then I lost 100% there too. Alright, well. I guess I'll have to do it on the next round, so 29.50. Okay, I need 3 more. Well, I'm not going to get it there, but whatever. Now Denmark is more handball and tennis. Oh, okay. Tennis, I could definitely see. Handball, I didn't know that. That is some new information, to say the least. Alright, so we are going to use disengagement, because disengagement will help the bleeding. Yeah, the bleeding we're going to use because that's going to give us more damage on the enemy. So we're going to do disengagement so that when we reach below 20% health, we will, you know, have a moment to refill ourselves. Oh, jeez. I'm not sitting on the couch correctly. Alright. Let's take this guy down to Chinatown. Mama Tick time. Yeah, I know what you're all about. Can't stand it. Ow. I don't know of any other way to escape. Here we go. Oh. Well, screwed that up. Ah. Yeah, see you, Mama Tick. Ciao. And I got myself another outfit, and did I get... Ooh, yes, brother. Oh, it's only 3? I kind of like the fighting damage better. The fire damage, so we're going to stick with that. Shield we can't use when we have double sights, so moving on from there. So, do you play handball or tennis there, Rasmus? Oh, which way am I going? I don't know which way. Alright, here's hoping we get a good roll on the scythe. In hopes of... Nope. Alright, 100% poison, just what the doctor ordered. Nice, okay. Yep. Alright, giant tick. Just put 1 in there just for good measure. Would you like to chat in a party? I used to play handball, but it got too competitive. Chat in a party. All over the dark side. Now, to make sure about some things, I am, in which, you know, so far you seem like a nice guy, but I've gotten burned in the past with people on chats and streams, and I like to run a clean show, not have any, you know, inappropriate talks, foul language, those kind of things I am not a fan of, especially in a more, oh, which way do I want to go? In a more public setting. We're going to go with the graveyard. That sounds fun. If you're okay with that, and you promise to be nice, I am quite alright with chatting in a party. I'll be playing for at least the next 15 minutes, so it would be fine with me. But I do want to make sure of that before I agree to chat. Profile talk, just being nice, sounds good to me. Alright, man. Well, cool. Go ahead and send me send me an invite to chat, and I will accept. Leading fire. Okay, we got everything where we want it to be. Alright, up that. Alright, 1 second, folks, as I accept Rasmus's invitation. Oh, I'll have to change my sound. Give me 1 second. I have to go to chat only. Alright. 1 second, Rasmus. Hello? Check, check. 1, 2. Hello, hello. Anybody coming through on the other side? Yes. Hey, Rasmus, how you doing today? Great. Doing pretty well. Just been chatting with you. It's always weird to chat with people in stream and then hear their voices to know what they sound like.
Yeah, alright. That's fair enough, I guess. Not really a problem that I have, seeing as when I stream I get like nothing. So
yeah. Well, I've been there. I totally understand that. It's a hard world to stream in now. There's so many people streaming, and with all that coronavirus and everything going on, people are online all the time. But there's definitely a lot more people doing it.
Yeah, so the competition has really been ramping up as of late. So
yeah, they can get lonely.
Yeah. But it's not really a problem, seeing as I really only stream because it's fun, so...
Yeah, I hear you. I'm kind of the same way. I stream for... as long as I have 1 or 2 people that want to chat, that's my preference. If people just get on and watch me and they never chat, I don't really enjoy that. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's just boring for, like, both parties, I would say, because... When people just watch, wouldn't that be better if they just went to like a big streamer?
Yeah, exactly.
Because then they wouldn't even get noticed anyways, so...
Right. Yeah,
so no need to chat then, so yeah.
Yeah, and those big streams, there's no way you're going to have any kind of conversation. The chat fills so fast, it's crazy. I'm never interested. I've gone to a few big chats just to watch them play a game that I liked, but doing any kind of chat is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't use that.
You know, the fun thing about me playing Destiny 2, right, is because one of my friends, he tried to get me into it a couple of years ago, and when I finally got into it, he just kinda stopped. So.
Oh yeah, you didn't get the timing right.
Yeah, that was kinda sad. So,
yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, that happens with, you get these games that, you know, kind of rely on people playing together. They're just not quite as fun without, you know, someone doing it with you. That's what I found anyways, when the one time I tried it. But I definitely am going to be checking it out again.
Yeah. And also, one of the things that I'm not so sure I like about Destiny 2 now is that it made its story mode a legacy content. So now it's like the story would be best if it was forced upon you.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
I mean, that's a lot of the draw is the story in combination with the combat and stuff.
Yeah. And now it's basically, well, you don't really play the story anymore, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they give you that option, but I know there are a lot of people that, like, you know, get Call of Duty and then they only play multiplayer. I'm like the opposite.
Yeah. Call of Duty has really been, like, a good game generally in the multiplayer, but I kind of feel like the story is always kind of lacking.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely more of a popcorn action flick. Nothing deep or, like, surprising.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like when you put on an action movie that you used to like, and then you realize it's basically just like every other action movie.
Right. It's like, oh, this isn't as cool as I remember it being. Yeah, I can see that.
So, yeah. And then there's the couple of action movies, right, that's just oomph. They just pack a punch.
Right. They have a little more substance to them, a little more depth. Yeah.
Yeah. The best ones would probably be the ones that's not really used all that much, or not really like anymore. And then put a spin on it. That's new and original.
Yeah. Yeah, the only movie I can think of off the top of my head is John Wick. I haven't seen those.
Oh yeah, they are great.
Yeah.
But basically anything with Keanu Reeves in them is like a godsend. So
yeah, that's true. He never does he always does something that's either has a deeper meaning to it or is just not, you know, status quo kind of stuff, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, those kind of things where, yeah, they're just comedies, but they're definitely unique comedies.
Yeah. One of the things I like about Dead Cells, right, it's kind of that you need to play it a lot to actually get any further.
Right.
I kind of feel like there's a lot of games that just put you in a wagon and then like push you along for the ride and then just stop when you reach the end, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I would say that's generally they take you from A to B, and, you know, I mean, that's like typical video game blueprint, lack of a better term. So, and I can see, like, I have a friend, I do a podcast with some guys that we were just talking about it last night, and he tried Dead Cells because I talk about it so much and, you know, stream it, and he's like, I really wanted to, you know, like it, but he's like, I played and I got so far and then I died and I went back to the beginning, and I was like, what? No checkpoints, no progression? And I'm like, well, there is progression, and, you know, we talked about it a bit, but I'm like, at the same time, I understand some people just want, I mean, I like both, but I appreciate it because it's not exactly the same every time. Sure, it takes you back to the beginning and you do a lot of the things that, you know, are the same, but at the same time, you get a different experience every time. You get different weapons.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
So, when you, like, started out streaming, what was it like?
I don't know, it was kind of like, I would say it was kind of like a practice in thinking out loud. Like, that's what I enjoyed the most, is just the fact that, you know, I had an incentive to, I talk out loud anyway, so yeah, I'm not having success going that way. I do better at thinking out loud than just sitting by myself in silence. So,
I would say that I'm able to do both, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Because if, like, in school, then it's probably best to think out loud if you are working with people, but when you're just sitting by yourself, it's probably annoying for other people if you
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But I guess it depends on your goals, because if you really want to annoy someone, just start speaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got like 2 of those people in my class that really often just speaks.
Without thinking.
And it's it can be
there.
both really funny and really annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of them is really annoying, just generally, but I would say it's in a good way actually, because yeah, he's kind of fun to hang around with.
Yeah.
And then there's the other guy who's just, yeah, he's just a jerk.
Yeah, that's not a good combination when you have someone that has no filter and most of their thoughts are negative or aggressive or, just to hurt other people.
Yeah.
Like for me, I often don't have a filter, but it's just me thinking out loud, and for the most part, I guard my thoughts and try to think positively. Like with my wife, she will sometimes be like, you already said that, or I already said that. You're repeating me, and I'm like, well, yeah, I am, but it's because I'm trying to think through what is happening. And so when you understand that about some people who seem to never stop talking, or they talk out loud, it's oftentimes because they just process it better out loud. And that's how I am.
Yeah, that's true, I guess, but I kind of get the feeling that with at least one of them, that's the jerk I was talking about, I kind of get the feeling that he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be the case too.
So yeah. So besides Dead Cells and are there any games that you really like, that you always come back to? And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a variety of game types that, like generally speaking, it's platformers. So like Rayman Legends or, side-scrolling type games. Oftentimes the games I go to are based on like my kids too. Like I love Lego games, but a lot of that's about being a dad. And I also like to, you had noticed my high trophy level and lots of trophies and that kind of stuff, which is connected to me just enjoying platinums, trophy hunting, that kind of jazz. So often the games I go back to are for the sake of getting a platinum trophy or
that one friend that got me into playing Destiny 2, right? He also played a lot of games, but I would say that even with all the games that he played, he's only what? I'm just gonna check. Let's see. Yeah, he's on level 12.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also just like level 12, and it's just like, what?
Well, what's funny is when you go down the rabbit hole, you find someone that has like me, a level 40, and I have 142 platinums or something. And then you encounter people that have double, triple that. And, for me, it's really just been about consistency. Like every day I play an hour or two. And I don't play, other than Dead Cells, I always play games where I'm going to keep getting consistent trophies. And so when you do consistent every day, except like Sunday's the only day I don't really play. But when you keep consistent, you'd be surprised how little by little your levels will just go up on their own. But yeah, I would say that's been a lot of it, is just the consistency of it. And I try to mix it up between multiplayer, story. If I can do a multiplayer and a story, like where I play with other people and, have that experience, that's perfect for me. Like that's what I enjoy the most. And so yeah, that's partly why I've always kind of wanted to return to Destiny, but the one time I played, it wasn't really. It was by myself, and it reminded me of Halo, which I like Halo. I don't know how much of Xbox games or those kind of things you've played, but
I I haven't owned an Xbox, but I did play some Halo.
yeah.
But yeah.
But it reminded me a little bit of that, so.
Yeah, I can't really remember the Halo I played because it's been like, what, over... Oh god, it was a really long time ago.
It's been a while, yeah. Probably since you've been playing video games, they haven't had a good Halo. I'm trying to remember the last Halo that I really liked. Halo 4 was okay, but Halo 3 was the best one. In my opinion. But I haven't played a lot of Xbox in a while, so I don't really...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ugh, god. I'm really looking forward to September.
Oh yeah, for... What comes out in September?
Oh, it's because
What do you got going on in September?
I have a confirmation going on there, and yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It was supposed to have been like last month, but because of the virus and all of that, it got pushed aside, and then...
Yeah. Like you're talking about in church, right? Confirmation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What church is it with? I think that's Catholic?
No.
No. I couldn't remember who all does confirmation.
It's Protestants, I guess it's called. I can't really remember.
What is the name of the church?
Well, it's the one that's also Christian but not Catholic. And not like Jews either, it's like the
Orthodox?
offspring of Catholic.
Yeah, I mean that'd be Protestant, but I was just curious to know what the most Protestant churches have like an extra identity, as it were, like a
I don't think we really
like
have that
Presbyterian or sometimes non-denominational. I guess if you don't have a... I need to save so I can not die.
Like, I'm not really too sure if we really have that in depth of a church in Denmark. It's kind of just like that.
What's the name it goes by, like the church?
That's a good question. Can't remember.
You're getting confirmed by this church, you don't know its name?
Hey, I grew up with it. It's not like I remember everything about it, alright?
Alright, fair enough. I mean, you got the important part where you're being confirmed. You have a relationship with Christ and faith in Christ. That's the most important part. So, oh yep, there I'm dead. Good thing I saved.
So yeah, it's kind of like I'd like to think that there is a god and all of that, but with all this shit that's been going on, it's kind of been like, what's going on up there?
Yeah. I can understand why that would cause doubt, for sure. But especially with this virus, at least, I can't say it for every virus and disease, but for this virus, I mean, it was man-made, so it's kind of like God saying, well, I've given you the choice to be stupid,
Yeah.
And so kind of letting you make your bed and lie in it, kind of deal.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like, if there is a god and all of that, it would seem that there have been a couple of incidents throughout time where he's just not been looking or something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Or could it perhaps just be that it's all just like a big experiment to see what people would actually do if given free will and all of that?
Yeah. Well, in my kind of life experience, I've kind of, in my faith, I've seen it as um, God has not taken a back seat so much as He's giving us the freedom to choose what we want to do, whether that's, take the wrong path or the right path. And, if He interfered all the time and saved us from every wrong decision we make, then we'd never really understand what the right decisions are. So,
Yeah.
I think, there's a degree of that involved where, God's just saying, okay, I'm gonna do my best. And God oftentimes doesn't operate on a, big scale where He'll save a bunch of people. He operates on a more personal scale. In my experience, He has revealed Himself in a more personal way, and so it takes a little more of a, steps of faith, and that's why it's faith. If it was just obvious by looking around where God had maybe intervened or done things that that made Him totally obvious that He was around, then faith wouldn't really be necessary. But I can understand your doubts in that. You're not definitely alone in that, having those doubts, for sure.
But besides my doubts and all of that, I kind of just wanted to be done because, well, tradition and all of that. And also the fact that I would like to believe in that there are someone watching over us and then all of that. So
yeah. Have you read much of the Bible?
I've read like a child Bible and then a bit of the Testament, I guess, but the New Testament, that is, not the old one.
Right.
But I heard that the Old Testament was really just like an eye for an eye and all of that.
It was a what?
An eye for an eye. If you do something, something's gonna happen to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely an old school practice, as it were, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Kind of had limitations in what could be done. And I think a lot of it was, that kind of demand was a way to kind of reveal that, these actions are super wrong, these are okay, these aren't, these are good. And how do you, kind of like, you look at society, and society follows a lot of the growth and the difficulties that a child faces. So you think, okay, when you're a child, can you reason with a child? Can you, work on a deep level with a child? No, you have to show them sometimes. Sometimes you have to pick them up and sit them in a corner. Sometimes you have to, for some, you show, using corporal punishment to show them that, sure, this doesn't cause you pain, but you should not be doing this, so I'm going to cause a little pain so you get the idea. And I think that was a part of what was happening in the Old Testament. God was dealing with people who were just not mature and needed a heavy hand, or needed a more up-in-your-face way to deal with it.
But what about the whole incident with Noah and all of that? That sounds a bit extreme, doesn't it?
Oh, like killing everyone?
Yeah, that sounds a bit extreme.
Yeah. It definitely is extreme. For sure. And, yeah, pretty much when it comes down to it, there's a level of, again, faith and trust you have to, you don't have to, but, for me, when I think of all the stuff that happened in the Old Testament that was terrible and awful, and a lot of it was kind of made right, kind of like a retconning, or it was kind of made right by Jesus Christ, Him coming, Him dying, Him, living a perfect life, dying for us and offering us grace, forgiveness, and, in kind of my, tradition, or, what I've kind of learned through reading the Bible, that, that Jesus went back, and to all those who came before, he gave another opportunity to find forgiveness. Bad things that happen in life are not the end. We're eternal people, eternal beings, and so Jesus gave everyone that has been and ever will be a chance to put their faith in him and trust in him. And I believe that happened. Of course, there's definitely wiggle room for, it's not obvious. It's stated that Jesus spent 3 days, 3 days in what would be called Hades, or the place of the dead. And it's kind of understood that he gave them an opportunity. So, those who were eye for eye, tooth for tooth before, they were given a second chance, as it were, since they didn't get to experience Jesus. And then for everyone else after, you're offered Jesus, or you're offered love in some form, and you're given opportunities. It's not always obvious. And it's not a perfect system by any means, but someday it will be. And so that's just kind of the, where my head is as a Christian, as a, someone who has faith in Christ.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I really have anything to add on top of that, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I do actually have something to add, but yeah. So, I guess with the wiggle room you are referring to, it kind of... There's bound to be some errors here and there, because, well, it's been like, what, 2,000 years? So
yeah, it's been a while.
So, no matter what you really do, there are bound to be errors.
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, for sure. And that's something that I don't prescribe to following or understanding anything in a perfect way. Like I'm somehow superior to even those who don't agree with me. I accept that fact.
Crusades. So.
Yeah. And that is something where someone, the thing is people can take something that God says or misinterpret it, and that is an example of a clear misinterpretation. It's unfortunate that was done in the name of Christ, in the name of the church, but you look at Jesus' life, and that's where it becomes important to really, before you judge God based on what people do or what people say God said, you really have to read, about Jesus' life firsthand. And I know that those texts are very old, but for the most part, hold on, baby. For the most part, there's a lot of, in terms of ancient manuscripts, there is a lot that backs up what is said there. And in the very least, looking at the life of Christ, he was about love. He was about, walking with each other. He was about a lot of things, and none of that was the Crusades. None of that was backed up by the Crusades. It was a very terrible, cultural war fight against, between people that had no tolerance for people who didn't believe what they did.
I kind of feel like the Crusades was basically just a cover-up for people wanting more land.
Yeah, wanting power. I would not disagree with you at all with that. That is probably what went a lot behind it. People just get power, and they want it for themselves.
Yeah.
And even you look at, the fact that the Pope has had so much power, and while I won't deny that, Catholics are Christians too, they believe in Jesus, and that's, the most important part. The power they give the Pope is way beyond what I think Jesus intended. That is an abuse of power at times, not something that I ascribe to.
Yeah, but depending on what kind of pope it is that they got, I guess it could both be a good thing and a very, very bad thing.
What's that? The Pope part?
Yeah, and the pope having so much power. I think that done with the right person, it could be a very good thing, but
yeah.
Then again, if it's a person that is doing it for own purposes and gains and all of that, it might turn into a very, very bad thing rather quickly.
Yeah. Yep. That is true. So, yeah. You have pros and cons on both sides. Like, you know, I'm more of a part of a church where there are lots of people involved in decision making, and it can make things so slow. You don't get things done, a lot of bureaucracy, and everybody has, you know, it's like politics. You know, everybody has their biases or their own goals, and when you get too many people doing that at the same time, sometimes it's really hard to make any progress. So
yeah, but on the other hand, when progress is made, it's most likely better generally, because it's more a populace saying what needs to be done instead of one person.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess there's pros and cons, but yeah, depending on exactly who it is that is doing it.
Yeah, where their heart is.
Maybe less or more of them. So
yeah. So I'm curious to know about your the confirmation you mentioned. You know, the church you're a part of. Is it something that you like? Do you attend regularly to this church, or maybe you used to?
No, it's more of like, if you really want to, you can go there, but you don't really need to.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of the mentality a lot of people have here in my country, but
yeah. Okay.
There are also the old people, some old people, I should rather say, I guess, that go there a lot of times, like each Sunday and all of that, but for me personally, I just kind of like having it there and, you know, having something to believe in and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's not like I just go there every Sunday.
Right.
But,
like, do you have friends or, like, relationships, like friendships or family that go to the church?
Well, you see, my family is a bit, shall we say, far apart in my country, because, well, my dad's family has kind of a problem with dying at a relatively young age.
Oh, like family members die early?
Shall we say in their 80s or something, or even before that, so...
In their 80s?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. So what's the usual expectations of a life? Like 90s,
generally
100s?
It's late 80s, I would say, but
yeah.
My father's side is generally, do we say, passes on before they reach 80 or just after? So.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, but yeah. So there's not really many people from my father's side of the family left.
Really?
And all of that. Yeah, so I guess there are a couple old people from my father's side of the family. And then there's more like my cousin and all of that, so yeah.
Okay.
And from my mother's side of the family, there are quite a few left, but they are all like really a long way from here, so yeah.
Oh, okay. They don't live close by.
No,
gotcha.
so yeah. It's not like I know all that many people from my family, but...
Oh, really? How far away do they live?
Shall we say a couple hours, but the thing is that we don't really go to see them all that much, so... Yeah,
okay.
Denmark is a rather small country, but still it's... Yeah. It's what I'm used to, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how your perspective changes depending on where you live. And like for example, I live in a city that's very large, and if you work 45 minutes to an hour away from your job, that's not considered that far.
Yeah,
And so
I guess my dad, I guess he works a bit of a longer ways around because he works in Norway,
yeah,
so he works in a different
yeah,
country altogether.
he works in a different country, so
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's good for him to be working there because he used to work here in Denmark, and well, people didn't really appreciate what he did for them. So
oh really? Huh?
yeah, and he's kind of the person you go to when things are really beginning to be screwed up. And
Okay.
he tried to fix the things before like they got out of control and all of that, but
Uh-huh.
his bosses, they didn't really listen to him, so that's
That's unfortunate.
yeah, and then they kind of ended up firing him because they didn't really like him, so yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah, that's...
But now he wound up getting a new job, better job, hopefully.
Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Although there is some stress right now because, yeah, some of the schematics that he looks on fixing, they've just not been done, probably. Or like, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's a bit of stress right now, but,
yeah.
hopefully it will soon all just go back to normal.
Well, it'll be a new normal. Hopefully we'll find a better extreme than what's currently being experienced here. Everything is like, it's tough, for sure.
Yeah. But I guess on the upside, he's now working together with his boss that he really likes. His boss is actually one he worked with before, so...
Well, that's good. Yeah, I had a prior connection, so that helps.
Yeah, that's actually how he got the job in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
well, that happens a lot in life. You'll find that when a door gets closed, another one gets opened. For me, I definitely attribute that to God, and the way at least He has kind of set the world in motion, or kind of set up the way, the world works, is you kind of, good can come from bad or good. It's not like bad things are happening, so it's not going to work out. There's always Brazilians would say, where I live, Brazilians would say, vai dar certo. They would just say, it's going to be alright. And sometimes that's not a good way to be, because you kind of ignore, what actions you can take to make things better. You're just like, I don't need to do anything, it'll work out. You don't want to abuse that for sure, but you never want to lose hope. So that's good that your dad landed on his feet and found even a better opportunity than he had before. Rasmus, you still there? Am I talking to myself? That is possible. Wouldn't be the first time.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
My mom just entered, so I
gotcha.
muted my mic. So, yeah.
Yeah. That was...
I would have given you a heads up if I had a bit more time, so yeah.
Oh, it's all good. I just sometimes have internet that doesn't like to work with my PlayStation or Twitch, so I never know when it's gonna glitch out on me or something's gonna happen, so it's all good.
Yeah, okay. I find it relaxing shooting all of these bad guys in Destiny.
It can be cathartic, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you just like know the story about it. That's nice. It's just yeah. So favorite YouTubers, who would that be?
I don't follow YouTubers. You'd have to ask my kids. They have favorite YouTubers.
Now you're just a disappointment.
Oh no.
What is all of that about?
What have I done?
Why? You stream and you don't even have favorite YouTubers. What?
No. It's just something that I only stream because I like the company, I guess, along with playing. Like, I like to play games, but it can be a very solitary experience sometimes, and I'm an extrovert, kind of like, I'm a social person, so to me, watching someone stream or YouTube, I mean, I guess back in the day, some time ago, I used to watch, what are they called, Rocket Jump? I don't know, they're kind of an older group that they make spoof videos and stuff. Yeah, so, but in terms of like a person who does YouTube videos and stuff, I don't follow any. I think the only reason I'm associated with YouTube is because of Twitch, and Twitch is the more interactive medium. So in terms of Twitch streaming, now I do follow Ed Placencia. He's a guy that does Twitch streaming a lot. He's not a real big Twitch streamer. There's not really any big name people that I follow or pay attention to what they're doing. I don't really care about those kind of guys because I'm not really entertained by, you know.
Yeah, I don't really have any big people I follow either, so at least not on Twitch. YouTube, it's kind of a different thing because, well, you don't really talk to people on YouTube. It's more you watch a video and then you go about your day.
Right.
So.
Yeah, my family and I, so like for me, you kind of use YouTube maybe as like television or Netflix or something you watch while you eat or just want to relax. And I watch movies with my wife and kids. We're going through all the Disney movies, like from the beginning of time till the present. So,
alright, that sounds really, really lovely.
Yeah, it really is. We've gotten through like 55 movies so far, and as a family, we've ranked them. Kind of put them in order of what we like as a average, I guess. We kind of do a little voting process and rank it. So that's kind of the things we do.
So up until now, what has been your favorite Disney movie?
Following in, we've kind of jumped around because there have been times when we've watched newer movies. So right now, our favorite one as a family is Frozen 2. But that's...
I have not seen that, but...
oh, no? Yeah. It's a lot...
I saw Frozen 1, but I haven't seen Frozen 2.
Yeah, Frozen 2 took the story to another level, just in terms of its depth. Like, it makes me, like, get emotional and cry now. It makes me think of my mom, who passed away when I was young, so I kind of make that connection there when I watch it, but just in terms of the character development and the story, the humor... it's definitely one of the best.
Well, you'll have my condolences then.
Why's that?
I'm sad to hear your mom passed away. So.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was 11 years old. It's been a long time, but it still is something as a parent, especially that I think of her often.
Yeah, alright. But still, it's not really something I feel people should go through. At least not that age.
No, yeah. Yeah, whether it's a child losing a parent or a parent losing a child, that is definitely not something that should happen, that anybody wants to happen. But at the same time, like for me, that's what kind of led me to, surprisingly, the death of my mom led me to God. She was sick, and I know for some people, they ask God to heal a person, and when it doesn't happen, it can be disappointing, heartbreaking. But given the faith I have in the afterlife and her getting to see her again someday in heaven. She was suffering on earth, and now she's no longer suffering. So I kind of take comfort in that fact, and somehow through it all, God spoke into my life through that, and she taught me what acceptance and unconditional love looks like. And from there, I was able to understand God's acceptance of me, no matter what, his unconditional love and his grace. And so through that, that had a huge impact on my life. And it was all because of her. So
my dad's sister, I guess that would be my aunt. She passed away when I was very little, and I don't really remember her all that well, but my grandfather, he kind of went into a shell after that, and and he didn't really come out of that shell he had put himself into after my grandmother died, so that was a bit of you would say, a not so very happy ending story.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Just as he began to come out of that shell he had put himself in, he also passed away, so... So yeah, that was a bit, shall we say, sad.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking to hear that.
Yeah. But I would like to say that the way he passed on was, well, not very unpleasant. He died in his sleep, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, yeah, that aspect of it was a better route to go than it could have been.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he was writhing in pain,
right.
Suffering.
Yeah.
It was nice and slow and just happened.
Yeah.
So. So at least it was painless.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah, death is a hard thing to deal with, and it's something that is a fact of life, but it also can have positive effects somehow. And I know for me that's at least what happened with my mom. I mean, I've had other people die that have been a part of my life, and God's kind of been the anchor through it all. His love, the hope of, and faith of life after that. So
I think the problem with death is that people don't exactly know what is going to happen, because some people have the belief that there is an afterlife and some people don't. So it's kind of the uncertainty about what's going to happen to people.
Yeah.
I think that's really the scary part about death.
Yeah, it's the mystery of it. It's the fact that, when it comes down to it, we as humans, we like to know things, understand things. You think of scientific theory and, the human side of understanding our world, and there's like no way to guarantee knowledge of what happens. And so it's a great unknown that there's no way to change it. Even people that, I know a guy that I went to high school with that said he died, and he said he went to heaven. He said he talked to God and he came back, and he testified to the fact that there is life after death, and he experienced it, but that still was just his experience. There was no way for him to share that experience or demonstrate it in a way that more people could experience it as well, understand it.
I quite wonder if the experience you have after death is related to what you've personally believed in while you were still alive.
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
One of the things that people have said after they have died and come back after that, some people say it was just darkness, and other people say there was a life afterwards. But so the question I am left with is kind of just, so does it have to do with their personal beliefs about what would happen? or is there something else guiding that very same system?
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I could see it going either way, whether it's based on what someone has experienced or it's God allowing them to experience it in a certain way to then, I don't know, trigger something, or, I don't think it's just a matter of you're going to die and he's going to, God's going to show you exactly what life's all about and then send you back.
yeah,
Sometimes he lets you see what you need to see or what you shouldn't see or should see. And, like for the guy that I know back in the US that had that experience, I don't, like, he was a part of the church. And so he had that experience and that knowledge. So it is possible that he, experienced and saw what he had learned and understood. But I know that before, he was living life for himself, very selfishly. And when he had that experience and came back, at least for, the rest of high school and a lot of life, he started living for God, and he started, reading the Bible and having a more positive attitude and on life. So it had a positive impact on his earthly life. So whether it was,
yeah,
something just based off of his limited perspective or it was God showing him something, then either way, the outcome was more positive than it was prior.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd really like to come with some joke right now, but this is not really a subject I like to talk about
Yeah.
all that much. It's kind of too heavy.
Yeah. No, it is. It is a heavy subject, and
Yeah,
it's something that it takes time and it takes growth. And for me, I've seen a lot of it, and I've been through a lot of it, and come out on the other side. In my life, God has brought positive out of it, and so I don't mind talking about it, but I completely understand being uncomfortable with it. It's not something that you can force. So I understand wanting to make a joke to kind of lighten the mood, and be like, okay, so how about we talk about, I don't know, I can't even think of anything funny either, a joke. Talk about the chicken crossing the road to get to the other side. How about that? That was fun.
Yeah, I don't really know those jokes, so...
No, yeah, so I was trying to think. I was like, that's a very American joke, so I don't know. Don't know any more European-centric jokes.
Yeah, my school, in my school, we have something where the teachers, they make should we say, an evaluation on the students.
Uh-huh.
And on that, they write down their opinions on each student that they have and all of that. And my card, it came back with sometimes have a dark humor. It was it was kind of like I see. Dark humor, eh? Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have my moments where I either think, and depending on the relationship with the person, I'll share it or make the joke. But yeah, dark humor has its place. It has its times when, it just works because, again, it's dark humor. It's making light of a terrible or hard situation, and definitely there's inappropriate times. But there are other times when it's like, what other choice do I have? Am I just gonna just wallow in this pain and sorrow, or am I gonna try to find the lighter side of it and laugh about it? So yeah.
Personally, dark humor for me is kind of my go-to thing if a situation is turning out to be a bit, should we say, unpleasant.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
It's just easier to try and lighten the mood instead of, going through it in a very dark manner.
Yeah. Well, Rasmus, I'm getting to the point where my family and I are going to have breakfast. I think we have a little slightly different time time zone. We're in a slightly different time zone than you are, so
Yeah,
I think you're a little
so
ahead.
too.
I think you're closer.
It's afternoon where I am, so
Yeah. But I do have to say this was a nice surprise, and it was good chatting with you. And
yeah,
I want to say for the future, whether in the chat for Twitch streaming or even doing this again where you join me for conversation and stuff while we game, you're welcome to do it anytime. And just send me an invite. And I don't have any kind of Twitch streaming plan where I like have to follow a script or whatever. It's all about just connecting and conversing with others. So thanks for joining me, and thanks for kind of putting yourself out there and taking the risk saying, hey, do you want to chat? Because some people would be like, whoa, I don't know you. And that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
this was cool.
But thanks. I think I needed this chat. So
yeah, equally. And honestly, I'll be praying for you, praying for your family and for your faith. Your journey is, you've just begun. As being just a 14-year-old guy, you have lots to learn, lots to hear, lots to experience, and I'll be praying for, that journey. It can be hard, but know that, someone like me, I'm available. I'm a pastor. I'm a missionary, not just for the people who are here in Brazil, but for anybody. And if there's anything I can do to help, support, pray, encourage, listen, you have my permission to contact me anytime.
Well, in that case, I would like to thank you. So, thanks. And now I think it's time for you to go have lunch with your family.
Yep.
So, have a nice lunch.
Hey, thanks, Rasmus. You take care. All right. Talk to you another time. Bye-bye.